So here's what I think is happening. I was watching again these small documentaries about children who have transitioned as young as 4 years old, and Fox News ran this special about a 5 or 10 minute special a week or so ago about a story of this child who, according to the parents, first signaled to the parents that they were not a girl or a boy, whichever, they were the opposite. So what I think is happening is, as Eric Erickson describes in the ages from 3 to 6 years old, it's these feelings of initiative versus guilt. And as these children, as I just read, are going through this sense of ambition and responsibility, and it develops as their parent supports the child's new sense of purpose, the parents, whether they are aware of it or not, are exploiting this stage of development in their child. And watching these little documentaries and everything, you heard in I think every single one of them, the parents being like, "Oh yeah, it was a boy, and he just really gravitated towards glitter and rhinestones and unicorns, or pink and favorite color. And if it was a girl, the girl did not like to wear dresses or wear bows." And you could see like this, as they determined to be anxiety, as they interpreted it to be anxiety, or talked about that the child was depressed. And then once we made the change in their clothing and their interest in the toys that they played with, it was like night and day. You could just see how happy they were. And Eric Erickson said right there, child's new sense of purpose develops when the parents support their child. And the danger is that parents will demand too much, leads to over control and feelings of guilt. So as a child is going through this developmental stage, the parents, see, oh my gosh, like, they're not they're not really fitting into this stereotype that's supposed to be for a boy or a girl, and it's creating this confusion. And then there's this like just craziness within the house, and they don't seem right. The child doesn't seem balanced, and instead of dealing with that with how they should, you know instead they think, okay, well, what can we do to please the child? What can we do to please the child? And boom, they begin to please the child, and they find out, oh, well, little Johnny over here, little Johnny doesn't always want to play in the dirt and be outside, or play with GI Joe dolls, or whatever, play with, do Paw Patrol or something like that. Their favorite character is not Chase. Their favorite character is Sky, or Everest, or something like that. So let's let's just dive into that. Let's build that even larger than it is already, in as a way of importance in their life. Let's just continue to push that and push that and push that and push that. And the child, as Eric Erickson said, is their stages of development. They're like, oh, well, this is great. My parents are I like this. My parents, I see that they see that I like this, and this is great. So now it is just continuing to grow, and they're exploiting this stage of development instead of letting this stage of development, just trying to get through it. And instead of dealing with, the lack of a better term, the negative, or maybe the dysfunction, or what have you, the chaos of it, they just go and acquiesce to their child. And a child at that age cannot think abstractly. They're not developmentally there mentally. But these parents are just acquiescing to their 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old, because in my opinion, they don't want to deal with the child in this whole situation the way that they should, this developmental stages, the way that they should. And then let's say this doesn't occur within those first 5 or 6 years, and they move on to the next stage, which is, again, industry versus inferiority. At school, the children develop the capacity to work and cooperate with others, and that sense of inferiority develops when negative experiences at home, school, or with peers, and leads to feelings of incompetence. So if a child starts having these, interests, let's say a boy interested in maybe some girl things, stereotypical girl things, right? Because these are the same parents who, you know, 5 years ago, or maybe yesterday, were getting on to you about, hey, how dare you, stereotype a boy playing with this, or a girl playing with that. Like, a girl can do these things, right? Like, we heard these arguments all the time. those arguments have been made while I was growing up. You know, oh yeah, well, girls don't have to play with dolls. You know, girls can play with this skateboards and go out and ride bikes, roll around in the dirt, and all these things. And then at the same time, these same parents are like, oh well, you know, she didn't like bows or dresses, so we just, we thought she wanted to be a boy, and we just continued to push that and to push that and to push that and to push that, and she saw that that was good, and now we've affirmed this thing that it was just a a part of a child's development. It's ridiculous. So if they get in that 6, 11 years old and they're having, again, they cannot think abstractly. They're having, they're at school and um, these feelings of inferiority at home, like these parents, again, they're acquiescing to the child. They don't want to deal with this stage of development the way that they should. They're just yes, 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 probably, right? They don't want to push back. They just want to do what the child wants to do to keep the child happy. From ages 6 to 11 years old, they don't want to create that sense of feeling of inferiority. And one way they're avoiding any that occurring is that they are just saying yes, 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 and creating that positive environment at home. So if the child is identifying with something that is stereotypical to the opposite of their biological sex, then it is just continuing to grow and build and reaffirm those thoughts and those feelings. So to me, it is the parents that are at the heart of this exponential growth and rise of transgender children. And you hear these children say things like, um, at 4 years old, the parents tell the stories and they walked out of their bedroom and said, I believe I'm transgender. Excuse me? What 4-year-old growing up as any 4-year-old should, a typical 4-year-old should, would be exposed to the word transgender and the meaning of it? Where did they pick that up? They either picked it up from daycare, which, not as likely as what? The parents. Why are the parents talking like this around the house? Do you not have a filter? Can you not turn off the TV, change the channel, adjust your conversation when your child is present? Maybe not stare face to face with your kid and say, "Oh, hey, yeah, did you know that there are boys and girls, and then there are boys who think they're girls and girls who think they're boys, and we call them transgender. Yeah, you could be that, maybe, maybe. Oh, 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 Johnny, you don't want to play with the football. You want to play over here with Barbie and some unicorns or My Little Pony. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. Fast forward, right? Oh, hey, parents, I'm transgender. Oh, congratulations! Yay, we're so happy for you. Because no one wants to speak up in these communities and say, like, hey, no, no, we're going to let the stage of development pass. We're going to deal with it the way that it should be dealt with, but we're not going to acquiesce to our child. Hi, I'm Brian Kletter, the creator and host of the Counterthought podcast. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like it, and then also check out these 2 videos and subscribe to the channel. For more daily content from me, you can find me on Instagram at Counterthought CEO and the official Counterthought Instagram page at counter_thought. Thank you for watching, and spread the word.